Morning, mamas and non-mamas. You know my heart is for women, so this goes out to not just moms, but to single ladies as well, or to married ladies who have no kids. This is for all you women out there. Hello, this is Lori West, and it is February 2nd. Happy Groundhog Day. It's a beautiful day out today, about 80 degrees, I think, here where I'm at, so it doesn't feel like winter, and I'm loving it. I wanted to talk to you today. I haven't talked to you in a week. This last week was a very rough week in many ways, lots of ups, lots of downs, and God has been doing something amazing through it all. That even though the last really month has been kind of a month from hell, you could say, in many ways, God has been with me the whole time, just surrounding me with his peace, with his joy, with his love, teaching me more about how the joy of the Lord truly is my strength, teaching me more about how to keep my love on. That's been a theme for this last year. When he told me a year ago that I'm going to teach you more about my love, I thought, yes, I love your love. Yes, show me more of your love, God. And what I didn't realize was that it's kind of like praying for patience. That when you pray for patience, that it means that you are going to encounter some experiences that require patience. And so if you're going to learn more about love and how to keep your love on and how to really love people well and how to own your love, you have to practice it in all kinds of situations. You know, when a doctor goes through medical school, he has to go through all sorts of situations so that when he gets out, he knows how to deal with any situation that arises. And same as a nurse. I'm a nurse. I went through nursing school and we were exposed to a whole variety of things so that we knew how to respond in the real world when times came to be able to have to deal with that stuff. And so the same is true in our relationships and in life, that if you want to be more loving, if you want to be more respectful or more patient, don't get frustrated when experiences come along that require you to stretch that love, that it's outside of your comfort zone, it's outside of your boundaries. Don't get frustrated, but just like James says, consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of any kinds, because the testing of your faith develops perseverance, and it brings you to that maturity and that completion. And so God has really been giving me lots of fun experiences, or allowing me to go through a lot of experiences that aren't really fun, but oh my gosh, the amazing amount of depth that he's bringing me into as far as my capacity to love. And it's not really my capacity, but it's me plugging into his love for me, his ability to love me and to love others through me. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Someone sent me a quote this last week that said something to the effect of, if we could see from God's perspective, we would ask him for the hard things that we're going through right now. Like, we would ask him for it, because we could see on the other side. We could see what came out of it. We could see the fruit. It's like having a garden and recognizing you have to till the ground and dig up the roots and rocks in order to be able to plant good seeds and to grow good vegetables. The tilling is no fun. All the disruption of the soil and digging up roots and looking at those painful places in our life is no fun. But the fruit that can come out of that is worth it. It's like birth and babies. It's pain, but it's pain with a purpose. And it's something we're willing to go through because of the reward on the other side. So moms, dads, single ladies, whoever you are is watching this today, know that whatever you're going through, God is in it. He is with you. It doesn't mean he caused it, but he is with you through it all. He walks with you side by side. That is what he wants. You know, I read another thing this week that talked about how do we know the will of God for our life? And people think the will is like the plan, the path. Which path should I go down? And what God showed me years ago, and what this article was saying too, that God's will is not about the path that we walk on, but how we walk the path with him. Did you get that? It's not about what path we walk on, but it's about how we walk the path that we're on with him. That is his will, to walk with us, for us to walk with him and talk with him. So I wanted to just touch real quick on love and what he's been teaching me. And you know, 1 Corinthians 13 is the love chapter. If you haven't read it, read it, reread it, reread it, reread it. I had a time where I was so mad at my husband for something, and we were just going through a really rough time, and I talked with a friend of mine. I said, can you talk to me today? I just need to process something. And she's like, I'm sorry, I don't have time right now, but go read 1 Corinthians 13. And I went, I don't want to read the love chapter. I'm mad. I don't want to be loving. I want to blame. But I obeyed and I read the love chapter, and the Lord just gently convicted my heart and shifted things in me to where I could turn my love back on. Because we either turn our love on or we turn our love off, and it's a choice that we make, and we can't be blaming our spouse, our kids, or anybody for our decision to disconnect and turn our love off. We own that. That's yours. Your ability to love is your choice. Just like you have control over your actions, your thoughts, your desires, your attitudes. You have a choice over that. You can't be blaming that on other people. I've been reading this Boundaries in Marriage book, and he talks about that, how we all have treasures that we are responsible for. And it's things like feelings, attitudes, behaviors, choices, limits, desires, thoughts, values, talents, and love, that we own those and we are in charge of those no matter what the other person does. I can love you no matter what you do in return. Now, I may set healthy boundaries if you're being disrespectful or harmful. I'm definitely going to set healthy boundaries and maybe remove myself from a situation that could be harmful, but I can still choose love in my heart towards you. But anyways, there's good stuff in here, and even the things that we need to be healthy when we go before we go into a relationship, or if we're in a relationship, knowing what we own and how we can be a healthy person. I highly recommend this book. But 1 Corinthians 13, back to that. The Message Bible, I love the Message version of 1 Corinthians 13, and I'm not going to read all of the chapter. Go read it for yourself. Get that Bible out, dust off the cover. But in that chapter, it says it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how great you are, how amazing you are, all the good things you do for the Lord or for other people or charity or anything. But if you don't have love, if it's not based on a foundation of love, it is like being completely bankrupt. It says no matter what I say, what I believe, what I do, I am bankrupt without love. That means zero, nothing. And it may even mean you owe. When someone's bankrupt, that's because they owed so much and they had to get someone to just declare bankruptcy. So love never gives up. Have you given up this week on something or someone? Love cares more for others than for ourselves. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut. Love doesn't have a swelled head. It doesn't force itself on others. It isn't always me first. Doesn't fly off the handle. It doesn't keep score of the sins of others. Doesn't revel when others grovel. It takes pleasure in the flowering of truth. I love that. That's beautiful. It puts up with some things. No, it puts up with anything and trusts God always. Always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the end. Love never dies. And then it talks about, how things will come and go, but love remains. And then at the end, it talks about, but for right now, until we're complete, until that completeness that it talked about in the previous verses, we have 3 things to do to lead us towards consumption. In the NIV, it says faith, hope, and love. And this one, I love it. It says trust, which is that faith. Trust steadily in God. Hope unswervingly. And love extravagantly. And the best of these 3 is love. Trust steadily in God. Hope unswervingly. Hope is that confident expectation of good. And love extravagantly. And the greatest of these is love. When I read that list of what love is, that challenges me. I had a situation recently where I got in an argument and I had a choice. You know what? I can choose to get all riled up and be mad and stay mad and blame and accuse, or I can choose to trust God completely, press into his peace and his love and his joy, and choose to keep my love on in return, owning my feelings, owning my reactions, owning my responses. That's all I can control. I can't control the other person. I can't control my kids. I can't control anybody. And it's so cool when you see the results of that and you see the fruit of that. And I've had a situation with one of my kids, and the administrators had to call me a few times. And he told me last week, he said, Lori, I just want you to know that when I call you, it means so much to me that you respond with such grace. You're like the model parent response that I wish most parents had. And it just blessed my heart because it was fruit of what I've been going after in learning how to keep my love on, how I control me. I don't control my kids. My kids will make mistakes. My job is to help lead them and guide them, allow consequences to happen, understanding they're going to learn and grow from this. But it just blessed my heart that he was seeing the fruit of what I've purposely been sowing into and working on. So moms, you can do that. Single ladies, you can do that. Married ladies, you can do that. You can, no matter what your kids are doing, no matter what your friends are doing, or your husband or your boss, you are in charge of your love. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody has the same amount of access to you or to your heart or vulnerability. That's a whole nother topic. Read the book Keep Your Love On by Danny Silk, and it'll go into deeper depth on that. But you are in control of your love, whether you turn it off or turn it on. You're in control of your connection or disconnection with people. Can't blame that on anybody else. Sorry, we want to, but we can't. We are in charge of it. So I leave you with that challenging word to love today, to love extravagantly, to hope unswervingly, and to trust steadily in God. I've had a lot of situations lately where I have to put 100% trust in God. There's no room for me because I have zero control, absolutely zero control in certain situations. And so I have to get to that place of I'm putting my trust unswervingly in you, God, my hope unswervingly, trusting steadily, and loving extravagantly no matter what, and trusting that you work all things out together for good to those who love you and are called according to your purpose. And that would be me. So I'm trusting that you're going to take care of things. And he does. It's awesome. So I love you. If you're struggling with something, shoot me a message on YouTube or on Facebook. Connect with me. Let me know what's going on. I love to pray for people and know that I'm praying for you guys. You are not alone. You will make it. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can live this life. You can be a good mom because you are a good mom. You can be a good wife because you are a good wife. You can be an amazing daughter of the King of Kings because that's who you are. And it's not by what you do. It's just who you are. You are a beautiful daughter of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You are cherished and loved. You are beloved. You are blessed. You are favored. Did you know that? You're favored. Favored. Think about that word. You're his favorite. Now, I know God doesn't really play favorites, but he makes us feel that way, like we're his favorite. So I bless you, favorite children of God, today to have an amazing day. It's Tuesday, to have a terrific Tuesday, a wonderful Wednesday, a thankful Thursday, a fantastic Friday, and on and on and on, because you are favored and cherished and loved today. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Please pass this on to anybody who needs a bit of encouragement or challenging in the love area. But keep trusting in God steadily, hoping unswervingly, and loving extravagantly. You can do it. All right. Love you. Bye.